Nerdgamers, I'm Brittany Page, and as always, this is Nerdgasm, your source for everything nerd, news, comics, and entertainment. This week in Nerddom, we talk about the hipsters of the comic book kingdom, the heroes we deserve but never get to see. Of course, we're talking about underrated heroes. We have news on everyone's favorite blind crime fighter, Paul Rudd taking on the smallest role of a lifetime, and some strange news coming from the upcoming Doctor Strange movie. After that, we'll count down our top 5 underrated heroes you'd like to see in a movie. And our 2 debaters will fight to the death in our basement of debate. First, nerd news. Do you love superheroes but just wish they didn't have eyesight? Then chances are you're already a Daredevil fan. Hell's Kitchen's favorite blind lawyer turned crime fighter can be currently seen on Netflix's Daredevil. Although the show has been a huge success, it seems that not everyone is satisfied. A petition has been started by one concerned fan to get descriptive video for the show. As the fan noted, without descriptive video, Daredevil couldn't even watch his own show. Hawkgirl is finally getting her chance to soar as Kendra Saunders portrays her in DC's Legend of Tomorrow. The show features former Doctor Who star Arthur Darvill as Rip Hunter, who goes back in time where he creates a team of heroes and villains to save the world from Vandal Savage. Featuring heroes and villains from DC's TV hits Arrow and The Flash, comic books are set to soar to new heights on the small screen. Legends of Tomorrow will air in 2016. 12 Years a Slave star Chiwetel Ejiofor has joined the cast of Doctor Strange as arch-nemesis Baron Mordo. He's the latest addition to the cast that already features Benedict Cumberbatch as the title character and is rumored to have Tilda Swinton be joining the cast as the Ancient One. The film is slated for release in 2016. Marvel won't be at the San Diego Comic-Con this year, but con-goers will be able to get exclusive toys from Hasbro. Upon opening the Pym-head packaging, you'll find 3 figures based on the original Ant-Man. This isn't the only set of figures, though. Also available is a 1.5-inch and 1-inch version of Scott Lang and Hank Pym. With the success of Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, and the Avengers, it was only a matter of time before our favorite B-list heroes got their own showcase. We went to Big B Comics to talk to Dylan Routledge and asked how these lesser-known heroes have their own success, and why one medium seems to be working over the other.
Why do you think heroes like Daredevil and Green Arrow work so well on television?
We're finding that those kind of characters, they bridge the gap over into television more because you have more creative freedom. You know, you don't have studios getting in the way where you have like your big name characters. These are like what you consider your B-list characters, your C-list characters, right? The characters that like you have a very small cult following. Like Daredevil is the perfect example for that. Back in like the 70s, he was a character who was on the cusp of being canceled and just, you know, being basically thrown to the train tracks until a creator, Frank Miller, came on, who started writing and drawing the book. And in the character being so close to being canceled, he was given a lot more creative freedom to do what he wanted and really experiment and change the way the character is. So with these B-list characters, these lower level characters, you just have that freedom as like a creator, in my opinion, to really play around with who they are and what they are. You don't see it as much with your big name characters.
Out of like all the underrated heroes, the B-list and under, which one would you want to see the most on the big screen?
Nova the Human Rocket. He's not really as obscure as he used to be for Marvel characters, but he's basically Spider-Man meets Green Lantern. He's just like an awesome little space cop.
Today's Top 5 segment follows the theme of underrated heroes. Let's take a look and see what heroes you'd like to see on the silver screen. Hide your nuts. Number 5 goes to Squirrel Girl. This all-ages superheroine is a tribute to anything-goes nature of early comic books. From her humble beginnings as a member of the Great Lakes Avengers to the official nanny of the real Avengers, parents Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, she easily earns a number 5 spot. With her quirky ability to communicate with squirrels, who wouldn't want to see this underrated heroine on the big screen?
I'm your friendly neighborhood Squirrel Girl.
Coming in at number 4 is Captain Marvel, the hero with the power of Shazam. Tapping into every boy's dream of being a superhero, Marvel is able to transform from young Billy Batson to the full-grown superhero at the sound of a word. Lucky for us, Shazam might be on the upcoming slate of DC comic movies and might just star everyone's favorite WWE superstar turned action hero, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. We'll just have to wait to see if he's Captain Marvel himself or his nemesis Black Adam. I just hope the Shazam movie becomes a SmackDown success and not a rock-bottom failure.
Shazam!
At number 3 is Cyborg. Young Victor Stone has been catapulted into the ranks of DC's Justice League with the new 52 relaunch. Originally appearing as a member of the young upstarts known as the Teen Titans, Cyborg has since been a top-tier hero in the DC universe when an accident in his father's lab turned him into a living weapon. Not only could he become one of the coolest-looking superheroes to don the big screen by taking advantage of modern special effects, but it would also add a youthful dynamic sorely missing to the big superhero team-ups.
I can't turn it down!
Coming in at number 2 is Miss Marvel. A symbol of female consciousness and liberation, Miss Marvel represents the growth of comic book females from your typical damsel in distress to ass-kicking and independent. Clearly, fans are eager to see this superheroine on the big screen because, like Shazam, our wish is coming true. Although no one has been cast for the role of the upcoming flick, the internet is buzzing for Charlize Theron to be awarded the coveted position of Carol Danvers' Miss Marvel.
Do yourself a favor. Stay down.
And coming in at the top of the charts is Batgirl. Ever since the 1960s Adam West TV show, Batgirl has been kicking ass as the premier superheroine of the Bat family. She may have had some missteps along the way, but at her core, the original Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, is the toughest girl in Gotham. Even after taking a bullet from the Joker that left her paralyzed, Barbara has continued to fight the good fight alongside Batman and the tech-savvy Oracle, giving the Dark Knight a definitive edge in the fight of Gotham's rogue gallery. Whether as Commissioner Gordon's daughter or as more contemporary Batgirls like Stephanie Brown, this caped crusader deserves to be in the spotlight.
Let's see what Batgirl can do.
Agree? Disagree? Comment below, follow us on Twitter, and use the hashtag NerdgasmTop5 to let us know what you think. And don't forget to vote for next week. We want to know which WWE star you think would make the best superhero. It's that time again. It's Basement of Debate, where two combatants square off in the fiery pits of debate. Our topic this week, Ryan Reynolds. A good fit for Deadpool? Let's find out. The upcoming Deadpool movie has been highly anticipated, but there's been a lot of controversy among fans about whether or not casting Ryan Reynolds was the best choice. Today I have here Will and Gord, and we're going to discuss the pros and cons of this casting choice. First of all, the first time we saw Deadpool portrayed by Ryan Reynolds was in the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. Maybe we should start by talking about his performance there.
He had no performance. Like early on in the movie, he was regular Wade Wilson, just average dude, kind of just dealing with his illness and everything like that. Then they put him through the Weapon X program, sewed his mouth shut, gave him Baraka arms from Mortal Kombat, like laser eyes. Deadpool's got none of that. He's got like his red jumpsuit, disfigured face. He's got a couple swords, some guns, maybe some hand grenades, whatever. And then he just talks smack, tells jokes, insults people as he's killing them.
That's Deadpool in that movie though. Until he becomes Weapon 13, I'm just gonna ignore that. But at the beginning, when Ryan Reynolds shows up, they're in the elevator, he's throwing off those snarky comments, he comes out as a badass, slicing everybody up. That is Deadpool, minus the insanity. So you could say that was the Deadpool that we see at the beginning of the movie was Wade Wilson before he got diagnosed with cancer, before he got into the Weapon X program and it melted his brain. That's the Wade Wilson as a mercenary, before he becomes the true Deadpool. They screwed up the actual Deadpool in that movie, but at least before then, he was Deadpool, spot on. Ryan Reynolds did that perfectly.
I don't know, in my opinion though, like, Ryan Reynolds is an okay character actor, but like if you're gonna be a character actor, you should actually have some input on what the character you're gonna be playing is like. And if you have some background on the character, so since there are Deadpool comics, if Ryan had some knowledge as to how Deadpool was like in the comics as Wade Wilson and Deadpool, then he could have had more input to the directors and the writers to just like let him let loose a little bit more and just kind of go with it.
True, but in a movie like that, it's completely out of his hands. It's a big budget, like producer-controlled entity, which is one of the reasons why it turned out to be such a terrible movie.
Yeah, but I mean,
because there's
like,
so many hands in there, so
even
it's out of his control in that situation.
This is a little bit off topic, but like in Avengers, you see Tony Stark walking around like eating snacks. Those are his own snacks. He just brought them onto the set and hid them all over the place. He didn't tell anyone that he
Ryan
was
Reynolds
do
is
that.
no Robert Downey Jr. though.
That is true.
They're both pretty faces, but I mean, like, one's arguably better than the other. He's Robert Downey Jr.
We won't tell Ryan Reynolds who said that.
That's good.
Okay, well, you know, there has been other times that Ryan Reynolds has been seen in superhero movies, namely The Green Lantern, which arguably wasn't the greatest movie.
Because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
Okay, I'm just going to go back to a previous point that you had before about the control and stuff like that, the adding stuff to the character. As far as I can tell, like what you wanted Ryan Reynolds to do is with the Deadpool character in Wolverine is exactly what he's doing this time around with the actual production of Deadpool. Because he even said he's not going to do the movie unless it gets the R rating. So already he already has his influence on it, and he has a good understanding of Deadpool. If he wants the movie to have an R rating, it'll be like the first Marvel movie since Blade to have an R rating.
Yeah, but
because that's Deadpool. Because he's violent, he's crazy, he's slicing people up left and right.
Yeah, but I mean, like the R rating can cover anything between like anything from like violence, drug use to nudity.
You know it's going to be violence though.
Yeah, probably.
It's gotta
It's
be.
more. It's most likely going to be violence.
Swearing.
But for Green Lantern,
Okay.
I thought he was great in Green Lantern. I think he was like the highlight of that entire movie. I don't think that like the story, all that aside, if it wasn't for Ryan Reynolds, it would have been, instead of like just a waste of time, it would have been a complete waste of time because at least you had Ryan Reynolds in the movie.
As far as the story goes, I don't think it was all that poorly written. The movie could have been better or more well done just because it was Ryan Reynolds in a green suit. They slapped a ring on his hand, gave him a motion tracker suit, painted him green, and they're like, all right, he's hot and he's green.
But it works.
Give him a couple lines, make him sort of funny.
It made it fun. Ryan Reynolds is a relatable guy. Everybody, you know,
Yeah,
like
but he didn't play Green Lantern as Green Lantern. He played Green Lantern as Ryan Reynolds. Like Green Lantern is a very serious person. Like Hal Jordan committed to the Lanterns. Like as soon as he picked up the ring and he learned about its power and like just the kind of bond that he needed with all the other Lanterns, he was fully committed to it. He was willing to just like go out and die.
the general audience doesn't want to see that sort of thing though. They want to have fun in a movie with like space and like rings and glowy suits and stuff like
There's
that.
no point in making a movie about that stuff if you're not like, if the audience you're thinking about is more like the kids who watch MTV instead of like the people who read the comics and watched the cartoons when they were growing up.
Well, yeah, what's the point if you're no longer staying true to the story and you're just mass producing for the mass audience instead of the true fan, right? But this is always the question when it comes down to movies. The one thing that always disappoints fans is when they start to focus more on what the general audience wants and not so much what the already existing fans of the franchise want.
So that kind of goes back to what I said before, where like as good as I think Ryan Reynolds was in that movie, the rest of it was out of his hands. He doesn't really have a lot of control over the story side of it. But luckily that won't be a problem for the upcoming Deadpool movie, as far as I can tell anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait to find out.
Guess so.
When Deadpool comes out, we're hoping for the best. We're hoping that Ryan Reynolds will shine and the movie will be amazing. Thanks for
they switch
watching
around?
Basement Debate. Well, there you have it, guys. The nerds have spoken. I guess the true winner of the debate won't be known until we see how the Deadpool movie plays with the critics. Until next time, I'm Brittany Page, and we just had a Nerdgasm.